My name is Brooke. Well, greetings. That's normally my thing. Yeah, greetings. My name is Brooke, and I am a psychology student. I'm currently in my fourth year, but to be more specific, I am doing honours part time. So I completed my coursework last year, and this year I am engaging in my thesis. Don't know why I was so emphatic on that last part, but anyway, uh, my choice to do honors part time was very intentional. Um, Basically, I was interested in developing strong foundational skills in psychology research because it was an area for me that I felt, I suppose, less confident in. And, moving towards the next stages, which is masters and sort of working with people and all that kind of thing, I really wanted to have not only just confidence in myself as a researcher. It's not a path that I've ruled out yet, although I, feel as though my interests are very more clinically inclined. It's something I wanted to build some strong foundational skills with research, and I also wanted the opportunity to develop, I guess, professional experience in whatever form. So I've got over a decade's worth of experience of working with people, but in a very different setting. So more, customer service based, person centric roles. Um, Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. um, so I've also, worked in a psychology practice. I've worked in both the the administrative capacity as well as support for the director. So I've been, a personal assistant as well. So I've been able to see sort of from the client's perspective as well as the clinician's perspective, sort of what it looks like to work in a psychology practice. We've also the practice I worked at also did a lot of professional development, not only with their psychologists, but they also offered that training because it was a specialist practice. Anyway, so I have experience in that. I also work for my university in learning support. I've recently started a new job, not only in learning support very generally, but I now also work as a psychology tutor. So I'm doing that as well. I do volunteer for Lifeline as a digital crisis supporter, and I am engaging in training currently to be a in shift support for Lifeline as well. I also have been engaged in some lived experience research. So I engaged in some research related to epilepsy as a participant last year. Um, Obviously, that's not quite relevant to psychology, but it's research that I felt was important as a person with epilepsy to be part of. And it has, really, it's transcended into this really cool opportunity that I'm now sort of working as a lived experience researcher with a team of really experienced and interesting people and other fellow lived experience persons, contributing to that. So basically, oh my goodness, this is really annoying me. Sorry. So basically, um, I've been very fortunate to be getting a lot of experience in all different ways. And that was kind of the point of doing honors part time for me, is because if opportunities did become available, I wanted to be able to partake and to learn and to grow, because I really do um, strive to be a highly competent and passionate psychologist in whichever form that ends up being. And I feel like the more experience you can get, it's only really going to help. So, yeah, where I was going with that is basically the choice to do part time was very intentional. There have been constraints. So, I'm very fortunate to have been fully supported by my partner throughout this process. They work full time and keep the roof over our head, and the work that I do does help subsidize that, but it's by no means it by no means, basically this journey has not been easy, but I think anybody in the psychology study field, or the field more generally, is probably aware that you have to make a lot of sacrifices to be able to get through this pathway. So that's basically where I'm at, but I'm feeling very fortunate to have had the opportunities that I've got. So more specifically, back to honours itself. So I am engaging in a neuropsychology based research project this year, which to me is very exciting. It is a personal area of interest for me, and my supervisor is absolutely fantastic, and also highly knowledgeable, highly experienced. So it's basically, you couldn't wish for a better combination of skills, traits, and whatnot in a person. So for someone like me who was really sort of looking at honours, particularly the thesis component, as a learning opportunity, I've got someone who's very much aligned with me in terms of, helping me build that competency that has that real, not only capacity to give feedback, but willingness. But I also, in exchange, am really open to that, because I feel like, I am in the early stages of the career and of the pathway, and basically I just feel very, very grateful to be where I am now. So with all that said, I thought I would talk about what it's been like doing the honours research, the thesis really. So we're about, I should probably pull up a calendar, because I don't know what the weeks are anymore, but that is not uncommon. All right, so in terms of the semester, so we're in semester 1 theoretically. The thesis goes all year, but in a general university calendar, it's semester 1 and it's week 9. What's happened recently is we've just submitted our research proposal, which is basically 3,000-word document which outlines what you're doing, and why, basically justifying your research and providing the background and all that sort of thing. Coming up after that is our ethics application, which is just a hurdle. So that is not necessarily like a marked assignment that contributes to our weighted average mark, GPA, etc. It is just it's an assessment that is required as to complete this degree, but it's basically kind of like pass, don't, like you either pass it or you don't. It's not really one of those graded things. It doesn't attribute to your WAM as such. Now for me, everyone's sort of process is different. So I'm doing a psychology based, that's not the word. I'm doing a qualitative based project, and basically to complete the research proposal, what we needed to do was actually basically complete our ethics application at the same time, because I'm working with a clinical population specifically, one that is vulnerable. So my supervisor is highly experienced and knew that this, ethics generally is a long process, which it should be when you are working with people. So we anticipated that early on, and so we've been working towards not only sort of understanding what we're doing and why and what that might look like and all those different things, but our ethics application sort of helped develop that and think about things maybe, we either hadn't thought of or hadn't sort of gone as much detail into. So the hurdle application for the ethics isn't necessarily due for another few weeks, a week and a bit, 2 weeks maybe. But it was highly utilized in developing our research proposals. So the point I've been trying to get to is that with all of this, in terms of starting the process, becoming familiar with my topic, my research in general, and also sort of engaging in work with my university as both a tutor and learning support, just everything. It's the reason why I haven't updated anything because I've just been really busy. Unfortunately, at the very start of this semester, I lost one of my dogs. It was very, very hard on me, and basically, I had to sort of pull away from my responsibilities in the sense of, I was hoping to make more videos and sort of talk about what the honors process has been like, or make other educational, informative videos, but I had to look after myself. I even had to briefly step away from volunteering as a digital crisis supporter with Lifeline, just for my own well-being, just because I needed to be there for myself and give myself that support. So basically, it's been and I also, because of the sort of emotional impact of losing my dog, who I had two dogs. I still have one, but we lost Jess. She's a greyhound, and she's very, very, like, very important part of our family. I know that not everyone can understand that, but our dogs are, yeah, a huge part of our family. So it was a very sudden, and it was a very heavy and devastating loss. So I had to sort of just reevaluate where I was at. I knew that I had to sort of keep going with honors, and I had commitments that I had to keep up with, and I sort of, I've got experience with sort of, I know myself well enough to know when I need some time, and so I made that decision, that I sort of had to pause volunteering for a moment, look after myself, and something had to give, and volunteering was that thing. So I stopped that briefly to get myself to a place where I was okay and not falling behind on everything, and I managed to keep on top of everything, and it's been really busy. And this is somebody, I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody who's done the coursework. So I haven't necessarily had the coursework to do, well, no, I haven't at all had the coursework to do on top of this. So I don't say this to scare people. It's just, it's the experience of what I have and what I'm, capable of. I am chronically ill. I'm pretty open about that. So I have to be able to manage everything within reason. So it's something that's sort of always playing on the back of my mind. But in essence, it's given me really strong skills in sort of deciding when I can and can't take on too much. So basically, yeah, I chose, what I needed to step back from. I had to keep going with my thesis, that, in terms of a research proposal and ethics application, that stuff needed to keep going. At this point, I hadn't actually started tutoring in psychology yet. That was an opportunity that came up. Anyway, long story short, it's been a juggling act, and that's kind of what I anticipate being a psychologist in whatever capacity I end up being is going to be like. You really have to be adaptable, and also, self-reflect and sort of know your capacity. So, despite all of these challenges, and despite, the highs and the lows, it's given me reassurance that, skills that I think will be important to being a psychologist, I am continually developing, and you can't change the fact that you're going to experience challenges in life, in things that are profoundly devastating to you. You can't change that. All you can do is be kind to yourself and sort of manage things as they come up. So I guess all I'm trying to say is, not all I'm trying to say is, but the gist of what I'm saying is I've been really busy. Things have been really good. Otherwise, I'm very fortunate to be in the position I am in, and I am really excited to sort of talk about not only the research I'm engaging in as somebody who is doing a thesis, but also the research I am engaging in outside of psychology. So the research that I'm doing as a lived experience researcher in epilepsy. So I guess another thing to think about is another thing to think about is um, if you do decide to do honors part time, there are benefits to it. There is this argument of, oh, I don't want to drag out this long degree any further, and some people just really don't have the option. So this doesn't concern you if that's you. But if you have the option, if you're fortunate to have the option, and you feel as though it will be better for you if you do, please do take it. I think choosing to do honors part time was the best decision I've ever made. I've had opportunities like the tutoring and the lived experience research basically come out of nowhere. I have obviously done, whatever I've engaged in has helped me get to where I am, but had I not been engaging in this part time, I don't think I would have been able to do that. But also, sort of having done the coursework already and now doing the thesis independently, for me, to be able to enjoy both of these experiences, doing them both separately was critical to that. And this is all to say, like, parts of it are hard, and I think that's normal, and we should normalize that. And there are parts that are not like, well, yeah, there are parts that are easy, but there are also parts that are really enjoyable. So no matter whether you're doing it full-time, part-time, I hope you take a moment to, give yourself a pat on the back and try to enjoy the process, because if you're doing it full-time, this year is just going to fly by. And even if you're doing it part-time like me, like, I feel as though this year is going quickly, and it is in essence because, part of what I am doing is I've got a lot of other stuff going on. But yeah, we'll just see. So anyway, that is just basically an update to say, hey, I'm still here. Things are going good. And I'm busy. And I imagine if you're watching this, you're probably busy too, or interested in this whole process. And the process might sound scary, and please don't be scared of it. It is challenging, but that's okay. We can do hard things. But all of it's building our capacity towards, the end goal, which is some form of psychology, whichever you make it be. So if anything, I want to take a moment to say, like, be kind to yourself. And I will reflect on this myself. Take some time to celebrate the accomplishments, because I've just submitted the 3,000 word research proposal, and I've just had my supervisor has been the one who officially submitted our 30-something page ethics application with 9 separate appendices, and it feels good, and things are good. So anyway, keep going. You're doing great. Be kind to yourself. Bye.